You don't realize how much time you waste / have until you have a kid. And then that totally... Welcome back, Lattes.
Welcome back.
Hope you guys are doing great. We decided, since Holly right here is pregnant,
do a little Q&A.
Little Q&A after the gender reveal.
Yep, getting lots of questions.
So why not make a video of it?
A lot of times the same questions.
Kind of like an FAQ.
Frequently asked questions.
Yeah, for Holly. So Holly asked you guys on our Discord if you have any questions for her about her pregnancy, maybe had questions about my previous pregnancies. I noticed some questions were about both of our pregnancies, so we are just going to go through, answer them, talk about pregnancy.
And if you're not in our Discord, the link is down below in the description, and you can jump in and we chit chat in there with people, and all of our Discord people chat with each other, and it's a good time.
We often go in there to ask you guys like what you want to see. If we ever need questions from you guys, that's where we go. And always count
give you heads up on like really good videos that are coming out, you know.
Yes, a little behind the scenes stuff here and there.
Okay, let's jump in.
So what were some of the first symptoms that you experienced that made you think you were pregnant?
Well, I would say the very first thing that kind of tipped me off because it was different was I felt just a tight muscle, or it was overused or something. So I had my massage therapist like working on it.
Holly's really in tune with her body.
It was a familiar area, but the feeling I had was different. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird. It's like really hard.
Weird.
So that was the first thing.
And that was thought it
early.
Might be a cyst, right?
Yeah, at first I was like, do I have an ovarian cyst? Because it was kind of like in the ovaries region. So I was getting kind of concerned that I had, and I don't have any history of ovarian cysts, but I was like freaking out and Googling all the things.
Oh yeah.
Pregnancy didn't really cross my mind, but that was really early. That was early July, and I got pregnant July 3rd, so
very early.
It was probably only like 2 or 3 weeks into pregnancy.
I wonder if that could have been like the implant.
Yeah, I think it was starting to implant into my uterine wall.
And you felt that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's really the only thing before I knew I was pregnant, because I found out pretty early. I found out probably at 4 or 5 weeks. 5 weeks maybe. So that was really the only thing before I knew I was pregnant that I was like, well, this is different. My body's... And I also was very bloated that month. Like all of July, I just felt like...
First trimester bloat is so real.
That's pretty much the only thing.
My first symptom, and this was like yours, like I didn't know I was pregnant at the time, I had heartburn, like pretty bad heartburn one day, and I never get heartburn. So looking back, I was like, oh
with both pregnancies, or?
Just with Micah, with my first. My second one, I didn't really notice any symptoms. I just decided, I'll take a pregnancy test. Because normally I'll take a test and then I'll not be stressed and then my period will start. But sure enough, I was pregnant, so. Early symptoms are hard to catch sometimes.
They are.
What is your most go-to food craving, if you have any? Also, do you have any baby names in mind? I'm sure the baby name is going to come up over and over and over and over again.
Okay, let's just address that now. I'm not going to share any of the names I have in mind.
I agree.
Until the baby is here in my arms. I don't want to decide till she gets here, till I'm holding her. I want to look at her. Yeah, but I feel very strongly about a certain name. But I also don't want somebody to like poo-poo the name.
Yeah, don't do that.
So I'm just going to keep it to myself. So quit asking me about baby names.
She will not be revealing
I will not be telling until another 4 months. Yeah. What was the other question?
Food cravings. Any go-to food that you've been reaching for?
I mean, it's pretty consistently just been things that are carbs. Like nothing very specific. Nothing really weird. I haven't had any really crazy, except for the one pickle juice and chicken broth mixture. But I didn't eat it.
Okay.
Hey.
What is the one thing about the pregnancy that's been different than what you thought it was going to be?
Well, it's a lot easier than I thought it would be.
That's good.
I mean...
That's really good. You probably heard a lot of horror stories.
Yeah.
Some people's pregnancies are horror stories.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that mine's not that. But I feel like that's what you just hear a lot about like, oh, it's so this and it's so that and it's so terrible, and I just don't think it's really that awful.
That's good.
I feel pretty normal most of the day, except for now I'm getting a little belly.
Now I will say, as you progress during your pregnancy, you might start to feel certain things more. My first pregnancy with Micah was, looking back, it was a breeze, but there were definitely hard days or hard weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure as I get bigger, I'm expecting that to totally.
A lot of times, like first trimester is so brutal for people, so that's good that you've had it.
And it was, I mean, looking back, it was very exhausting, and I slept a lot, and I didn't really want to do much. I didn't want to go exercise, but it was a very short time in perspective.
Right. What videos do y'all have planned with the pregnancy?
Y'all?
Do you have any other pregnancy videos planned?
I don't think we really have that many.
We don't really have them.
We kind of just go with the flow. So if you have any other pregnancy-related videos,
put them in
the comments.
If we can get a hold of the...
with this on.
Oh, really? You're taking it off?
I'm going to take it off. I can't hear.
If we can get a hold of those pregnancy bellies again, maybe I'll try wearing one for a day.
That would be fun.
And then we can
I'd love to do
compare.
Some payback.
Yeah, I've never worn one of those yet, so that might be fun. But yeah,
I think it might be more miserable than actually being pregnant. We'll wait to judge until I'm huge.
Until you get a bigger belly, that's when things get hard. That's when you can no longer put your shoes on very well. You cry because you can't reach something on the car floor.
Oh,
it's just like the feeling of being so useless and so helpless at times.
It's so large.
I know.
Oh.
But yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments. What is the next thing that you're looking forward to most? You just had the gender reveal, so it'd be picking out names, decorating, etc. And then it also says, what have you substituted coffee with?
Decaf.
A little.
Tea, sometimes coffee, sometimes normal coffee.
After my first trimester, I was 1 cup of coffee every day. I mean, not my first, but my second. I was like, yeah, I'll have a cup of coffee every day. But small cups. Small cups. I was always within that limit.
You can have a cup a day, and it's fine. You just don't want to overdo it on the caffeine.
Right.
I'm way more lax with my first pregnancy than you were with yours.
And I think maybe that's because like you watched me go through 2. Maybe? No.
I don't know. I think it's just me. What was the other question?
What are you looking forward to the most? You have the gender reveal, names, decorating, anything else?
I'm definitely excited to start moving things around in my house.
Oh my gosh, nesting is so fun and so awful
I'm excited to get organized because we have a
kind of
nesting? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm always like trying to declutter and stuff, but now I'm just ready to go for it. I'm ready to like tear it all apart, move things around, change all the rooms up, and just go to town. I'm excited about that.
It's fun. Doing a nursery is fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Obviously, I'm excited for like the baby shower and the but as far as like the nursery, I think is gonna come before the baby shower comes. You know, that'll probably be the next thing we start doing is organizing that. So
yeah, that makes sense. Are you considering breastfeeding? Jess, when did Micah stop breastfeeding, and are you having Paige stop around the same time? And she also says, I showed you the beanies I crochet, but I don't think I sent you the specific one. Would you like
a baby beanie? Yeah. Sure.
Send it on over.
Keep my baby's head warm.
Breastfeeding.
Yeah. It's never been really a question for me.
Just
something
you're gonna do. You're gonna try.
I'm really excited for. Like I've always thought that was a special thing between a mom and baby, and I would not just write that off. Maybe if I try it and I hate it, I'll be like, okay, I don't want to do that. But
it's not for everybody.
Yeah. But I think I'll enjoy it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's special. It definitely is a special thing. Micah stopped like a week after she turned 1. We had been weaning a little bit. She started weaning herself a little bit before she
instantly
turned 1.
She got pregnant again.
And then right after I weaned, I got pregnant. Dang.
She got her boobs back from being in the milk factory, and then bam!
Bang! Pregnant again. No, but there's a question later on talking about the age gap of my 2 girls, and we'll talk about it more, but I'm very happy that it happened when it happened.
So
I didn't think I was
gonna wean
Paige. Yes, I'll try to make it to a year again. This is a good question. How do you see your personal/professional life changing? There's going to be less time for everything. Training, gigs, leaves and lattes. How do you see all that going?
I feel like, yes, things will be different, but I also feel like I waste a lot of time. Like, in my
you don't realize how much time you waste/have until you have and then that totally changes again.
I truly think I waste a lot of time. Like, I do a lot of things. I have my hands in a lot of pots, but I feel like I waste a lot of time.
I wouldn't necessarily say wasting as
But I don't manage my time as much as I could. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not as pertinent to my life.
Right.
So I feel like once I have a baby, time management will become way more important to me. Mm-hmm. And so...
You haven't figured it out.
Will I have less time than I do now to do the things? Probably not. I just have to plan it better. Because I actually have a lot of free time.
You are spot on with saying that.
You know?
Yes. You're spot on. You are spot on.
I can think of plenty of times where I just waste hours on, like, the internet, you know? And I'm like, I could be doing something else. But...
Had you told me, before I got pregnant, had you told me that after 2 kids, I'd be managing another YouTube channel on top of merch, on top of the 2 kids.
Yeah.
I'd have said you were absolutely crazy.
But it's like anything's possible.
It's totally possible. You just keep adjusting. How did you know you were ready to start trying to conceive? This is for both you and me.
Do you want to answer first?
Sure. I'll preface with this. We did not plan to the T, either of them. Micah, we knew that we wanted to get pregnant, like, within the year. Half the year was over, and we decided, okay, you know, from everything we hear, like, it's probably gonna take us a little while to get pregnant. But it didn't. So Micah happened. And then, like I said earlier, after Micah finished breastfeeding, I don't know if that's related at all, we weren't using protection.
Boom, Paige.
Boom, Paige.
That was definitely not planned.
One and done, not planned. Did not expect to even try for at least another 6 months at least. So that was a very big surprise. It felt like Micah had just turned 1. It felt like we had a baby still. She was like 1-year-old, that's still a baby. And we were like, oh my gosh, what have we done? But Micah grew up so much in those 9 months that it was totally doable. But I will say with Micah, like we knew that we wanted to have her like within the year, or get pregnant within the year. We just felt like, you know, engagement, marriage, we'd been married for a couple years. It was like the next logical step. We were comfortable in our house, like financially. We just felt like it was the next logical step, and we felt like we were ready. So that was our reasoning, I guess. How we didn't get pregnant before then? I don't know. Maybe God was like, okay, they're ready. I'll stop protecting for them. I don't know.
They've decided.
No, we were pretty careful. We were pretty careful before. Since having kids, it's like, another. Let's have another.
Why not? Add another one to the pile. Age was a factor a little bit for us because my husband is older. Not that old.
He's not an old man.
Not that. But he has this complex about being an old dad and not being able to like play with his kids. So he's, you know, I'm old. Let's have a baby. Age was a little bit of a factor. I'm getting older. Not that I'm like past childbearing age, but you know, it's
you're
like
ovaries. You're gonna start right up.
I always told myself, okay, when I'm 30 is when I'm fine with starting to have kids, you know. And I got pregnant right before my 31st birthday, so that was spot on. Yeah. I do feel like, you know, at this time in my life, I feel financially stable enough. I feel like we have a schedule that sort of allows to have a baby. You know, you like think about all these things that I've witnessed other people really struggle with throughout their life, and I think that was kind of a deciding factor. Like, yeah, I think I could handle it because we have this sort of thing arranged already. You know what I mean? I don't know how to pinpoint exactly like how I felt ready, because it was a long process leading up to actually feeling ready. And even after getting pregnant, I still don't feel very ready. I'm like, oh shoot, like this is so permanent.
Right.
But I think as a woman, as you get older, there's this mental shift that happens, and I think I felt like there was something else I need to do now. Like, I've fulfilled a lot of my own dreams, and I've like accomplished a lot of things I want to in my life, and still I have lots of goals, but I just feel like, you know, I got my time to be selfish, and I got my time to live it up in my 20s and travel, and I just felt like a little bit empty.
You're ready for it to not be just about you.
Yeah, I felt like looking at our future from that point forward was a little bit empty, not having a baby in it, you know? It's like, well, there's something missing, you know? Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. It just felt like there was somebody that was supposed to be there that wasn't there with us, you know? Oh my god, don't make me cry. It's true though, it's weird. And I definitely feel like this baby chose us. Like, we are supposed to have this baby. I knew she was gonna come, I knew she was gonna be mine. She knew I was going to be her mom. Something in the world,
felt
like
there was some sort of spiritual, otherworldly
just the way
connection.
Everything lined up leading up to this. Like, I took my birth control out. It took us 10 months to get pregnant. I had shared publicly the first time that we were trying to get pregnant, and I was disappointed by the fact that we hadn't gotten pregnant, and that was the day that we conceived. So it was almost like that was a little bit of me like surrendering finally to like the idea of, oh, this isn't my timing and I can't choose it, but I'm also choosing it. And then she just came, like, right, you know? So weird. So cool though.
That's special.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Dang.
Dink.
Oh.
That's how you know.
How have friendships changed for you during pregnancy and after birth with each other and others? Did the husbands act differently in any way? Who is the most excited?
Our friendship has not changed.
It's hard to say that it even changed because we met right before I got pregnant. So that was like, it's just where our friendship
went. Like, we've
went.
just grown as she got pregnant and now me pregnant. Like, it's just, that's kind of what our friendship is.
I know, it's just one of us gets pregnant and the other one.
There's times right after each birth you've had where you had to have some time, you know,
to heal and adjust and mentally get back to
in
myself
in her
again.
own head, and
you're always very patient and understanding with me, which I very much appreciate.
I think well, this isn't really a pregnancy thing. I think just as you get older and things change in your life, you draw closer to the people to the friendships that are really meaningful, and everything else just kind of falls away. So I imagine after I have this baby, that's kind of what will happen, is like all the, I don't want to say superficial friendships, but friendships that are there but not really like, you know, ingrained in you, or
that happens. I feel like that happens, maybe not as much, but I feel like that happens as well when you get married. That happens a little bit.
I think that's what I'm comparing it to.
I'm very excited though, like, for you to be a mom and like to be mom friends as
relate
like,
to you on a mom level.
There's a whole other level of comedy when it comes to parenting. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yay. I can't wait.
The second part of that question, have the husbands acted differently in any way, and who was the most excited? I feel like if anything, it brought my husband and I closer together when we had kids.
No, my husband still wants me to go work with him and do. It's not.
It isn't real to him yet.
Yeah.
It won't be real to him probably until the baby's here.
Yeah. And sometimes I walk in and my belly's like poking out more one day, and he's like, "You're pregnant!" Like, he forgets. I'm like, "Yeah.
Wow, it's there.
You're gonna be a dad in like T-4 months, so you better get on that." But yeah, I just don't think it's hit him yet. I think.
Yeah, and I feel like that's totally normal.
Really knows.
I feel like it's totally normal.
As far as like excited level, if we're gonna compare our husbands to each other, I think Austin was way more excited for his first than Josh, because Josh, it just has not set in. Like, he's wanted it for so long. He's wanted to be a dad for so long. That's all he's talked about, and it's just not real to him yet. Like, he still cannot believe it. So I think Austin was way more excited.
Austin definitely cried a lot.
Cried during your pregnancy?
No, like when I told him I was pregnant with my kid. And then he cried for the other reason when I told him I was pregnant with Paige. No, not really.
His reaction was pretty cute. He ugly cried. Actually, I would say he fugly cried. He was so in disbelief. He did not want to believe that. He just kept telling me, like, "Are you joking?" Like, he did not believe it. He thought I was pranking him. And he was like, when he saw the pregnancy test, right? When he saw the note that I wrote for him, like, his face went from like, you know, eyes open disbelief to like fugly cry. Like, his face went all contorted, like, oh my gosh, almost like he was in pain. It was really cute. He was like, he cried, and it was just adorable.
Would either of you consider a home birth? Nope. Go ahead. Not for me.
Out of the question.
I mean, I might consider all natural, but it would still be in a hospital for me.
Home birth is not totally out of the question. Like, I've always considered it, but I think for this pregnancy, it just doesn't feel like
the right time.
Yeah, I think maybe for my second, I think I want to see how the first one goes, see how my body reacts to birth and pregnancy, and I do want to do an unmedicated birth. I'm gonna try for that.
Yeah.
Just because of some of the things I've read and the experience that I want to have, you know.
It seems very much like you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like me to do.
Totally. It sounds weird to say this out loud. I think birth, like a unmedicated birth, experiencing that pain fully, I want to know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Like to cross this threshold of like becoming a woman in a way. Is that weird? That's weird to say.
If that's how you think of it, no.
To me, and for me though, like I'm not saying that every woman has to feel that way, but for me, I feel like I need to experience it for myself.
That feels important to you.
And not just the pain part of it, but just like the entire experience, you know? Like, of course I don't want to feel pain, but I also want to know like what my body is capable of. Mm-hmm. And I want to be connected to my body when that happens. I don't want to feel like I'm totally numbed out. Mm-hmm. So that's just me personally. Like lots of people might not feel that way and they still want an unmedicated birth, you know? Everybody has their own reason for wanting to do what they do.
Do you plan on filming your labor and delivery? We were actually just talking about this a little bit ago. Yeah.
It will be filmed, I think. I don't know how much of the graphics will be filmed.
Yeah. I mean,
parts of it will be.
As far as it being on a ladies video, possibly.
It's possible.
We've been brainstorming. We're trying to figure things out.
Nothing is decided 100% about where that video is going to end up on the interwebs. Yeah. But most likely there will be something here on Lattes.
It's a possibility. If it's on the internet, we'll let you know where it is.
Yeah. That sounds weird.
This is a good last question. What is your favorite thing about pregnancy so far? Last question.
My favorite thing is what it's done for me mentally. Because it is scary and there is like anxiety that you feel, and I have had the gamut of emotions like before pregnancy, getting pregnant and finding out, but I think overall I feel more positive. I have a more positive outlook. I feel happier. I think I have the estrogen that I've been needing all of my life.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Because I just feel like normal now. You know, I don't feel like I'm lacking anything. I'm just like complete. It's just cool. Like I feel happy about like what my body's doing. I feel happy that I'm like making alive. I feel optimistic about our future because now I have something to look forward to, and it's not just like a waiting game. Like, well, I wonder when we'll get pregnant, or I wonder if I'll ever be ready. It's not that anymore. It's like, okay, now it's happening, like life's happening and we're going for it, and
so a really good mental shift.
Yeah, it totally has.
I think I had the same sort of mental shift as well.
Because it is like scary, but there's like lots of scary things in life that, I don't know, it doesn't seem that scary now that I'm doing it. Yeah. Like, whatever. Lots of people get pregnant and have babies all the time. That's how the world is made.
But it's still so special. Like each time is so special.
What was your favorite part?
I think like with Micah, I felt closer to God. And I don't want to get like too deep into this. But I felt very, very close to God when I was pregnant with Micah.
Totally.
And her name means who is like God. So I feel like it's just very fitting. So it's just really special.
I feel that too. It's like a spiritual, there's something spiritual that happens. You feel like this little, I feel like I have a little spirit, you know, that's always been mine. Like, now they're finally she's part of me, but she's always been mine, and now she's finally with me, and I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a very special
feeling. You feel more like connected to like very God and your spiritual, you know, self. If you have a spiritual self, your soul, there's something about it that just grounds you in it. It's so weird. It's really cool though.
I know, it's amazing. Pregnancy is so amazing,
it's really
you guys.
Cool.
I thoroughly enjoyed like talking about it.
Highly recommend you get pregnant. Contrary to what people want to tell you, it's really cool.
Any other questions that you want to answer that you keep getting?
Couple questions I've been getting a lot. Number 1, will we start a vlog? You guys, I don't know. I feel like for our life, it doesn't really fit. It's not really something we want to do and spend a lot of time doing. If we do make a vlog update of some type, it will be on my YouTube channel. But I don't know if it'll be a dedicated like vlog channel. So it's a lot of work and
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of putting your life out there.
Yeah, and I don't think I feel like I do that enough with everything else that I don't really want to do that. The other question I keep getting a lot, are you gonna keep doing aerial? Are you gonna continue dancing? Yes.
That's her life. Why wouldn't she keep doing it?
I have no reason to stop right now. I'm still totally capable of doing everything I was doing before. The only thing that I've eliminated is things that put pressure on my belly. So I won't do like certain wraps that put pressure there. I also am not doing drops, so things that are like super dynamic or like jerky, I'm not doing that. But I don't really dance like that anyway, so
she's so graceful when she
so
dances.
It's like
it might look dangerous,
yeah, to you,
to other
but
people, but she really knows what she's doing. She's very good.
And I feel totally confident saying that about any athlete or dancer that has experience in what they're doing, continuing to do what they do.
I will continue
as long as I can. Until my body says no, then I'll keep doing it. I think that's all. Those were the two main questions I've been getting a lot of.
Cool. Well, thank you, Lattes, for all those wonderful questions. That was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Like to just talk through pregnancy again and do all that and get to hear it from your perspective.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. You want to show them a little bump date?
Oh, sure. Let's do a bump.
A little bump date. Yeah, there's your bump.
There it is.
I was expecting a little bit more.
Wasn't it?
Mine was always.
Some days, like today, I feel small.
Yeah, like you
look at that.
Don't even have one really.
My butt's bigger than my bump.
My bump was always
some days it feels very out there, but today it's feeling very small. Well,
cheers to a happy, healthy pregnancy.
Cheers.
And thanks for all the questions again.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, Latte.
Dink.
You want to know what's weird? Paige was born and a week later, over 2 million people had watched her video. Almost 2 million. Isn't that crazy?
People are nuts about babies.
Yep.
I'm sliding. I think it's my pants.
It's
I keep sliding down this couch.